Good morning and welcome to April's CPIC meeting. We'll go ahead and call it to order.
Good morning. Thank you, Vice Chair Rogers Garner. We'll begin with the roll call, which I will read now. Ms. Bethay, Ms. McSwain,
Present.
Mr. Parr,
Present.
Ms. Rogers Garner,
Present.
Mr. Williams, Mr. Swinson, and Ms. Allen. Vice Chair, we do not have a quorum. However, I've been advised by the City Attorney's Office that we can proceed with the meeting. We just can't take any action on any items requiring other.
Okay, so we'll skip the voting on the meeting minutes, right? And move right into the financial report by Ms. Barisha.
That is correct.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So what we have here is the balance sheet report for PPIC. Practically not a lot happened this month. And what needs to be mentioned under the asset is that they have available close to 1.1 million cash available. And next page is just this year activity compared to previous year. And the bottom line is that only a change in net position is $3,304. And this is year-to-date budget report. This shows the whole the second column. Actually, the fourth column shows year-to-date actuals. And if you see that, you see a revenue of $3,304.17. So it's been a while that with PPIC, then it's not, a lot of activity. So I'm not sure, I know that today is not the quorum. I'm not sure if what are the PPIC requirements on a reporting financial report, but if you allow me, I'll recommend that you guys, you review the quarterly reports. So this is not, so since, it will save your time and not a lot going on, and we can always revisit if volume gets increased. But right now, here we are, the whole year is $3,304 profit.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Barisha,
You're very welcome.
for the financial report. We'll move into old business. We do not have a representative from the port this morning. So we'll go into the business incentive workshop update by Mr. Donahue.
Great, thank you. So just a follow-up and update on the workshop that we held on March 31st, which was to provide information to the Portsmouth business community on the state and local incentives that are offered through our boards and commissions and also our partners at various state agencies. So we held that event on March 31st. That was at Tidewater Community College's campus here in Portsmouth at the Student Center. We had a really nice turnout. Over 30 people came out. And it was an interesting mix. We had a breakdown, I guess really the way it broke out was about a third of those in attendance were existing business owners in the city of Portsmouth. Another third were individuals who were in the process of opening a business. And then the remaining third were individuals who were interested in opening a business but hadn't started the process yet. So really kind of a nice mix, all of which have the opportunity to explore how they can pursue these incentives that are available to them. So we had some good dialogue between the businesses and city staff. Our partners from the planning department and deputy city manager's office were there as well. There will be a follow-up to this, which will be a kind of a how to open a business in Portsmouth, kind of a step-by-step process for how to navigate the channels in City Hall for getting your permitting, business licensing, approvals, and so forth. That will be coming, I believe, this spring as well, yet to be announced date, which will be a follow-up. But really, we had a really impressive turnout and had a lot of good follow-up from that with respect to the incentive program. So we'll keep working on that and keep you posted on upcoming future dates as well for additional workshops.
Okay, Thank you for that update. We'll move on to the PPIC incentive program update, Mr. Donahue.
Yeah, so we are still on track for a May timeframe to bring forward to the board your own incentive program, which is going to be focusing on job creation. And that will be the actual guidelines that will be finalized and form at that point with an application for you all to review and approve at your May meeting. The thought is that we would like for that to be included with your budget, which we'll talk about here in a moment, and have that approved and in place to launch effective July. So that's kind of our timing there. And we will look to have that out in your package in advance of the meeting, so you have time to look at it in advance.
Thank you.
Be happy to answer any follow-up questions you may have about that, but certainly we'll be discussing that at your meeting.
Any questions?
No.
All right, then we'll move on to new business.
So back to the budget discussion, your 2023 budget. We do need to begin the process of preparing that document. Historically, we have established a budget committee made up of 2 members of the board that would assist staff, both economic development staff and also working with the finance department to prepare your operating budget for the upcoming year. Certainly, we have a new program that we'll want to consider including in that. And we would ask that the board look to appoint 2 members to that working group so we can begin the process between now and May. This would be something we present to you at your May meeting for review in a draft form with ultimate adoption in June. So that would be effective from July 1.
Okay. Are you two in agreement to defer that to the next meeting? Can we have a quorum?
Yes, I am.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
Vice Chair, if I could ask if we will need to have those discussions and meetings prior to your May meeting
Okay,
so that we can have a draft budget prepared for you to review at that point in time. So if I could recommend, perhaps you all can communicate offline and yourself and chair can appoint 2 members. And then we can begin that process of having meetings between this meeting and your May meeting to have a draft budget prepared.
okay, thank you. I'm in agreement. All right, so we'll move on to the VMA Maritime Mixer, April 28th. Mr. Donahue.
Yes, just wanted to make sure everybody was aware of the fact that we have a Virginia Maritime Association mixer event, which is being hosted here in Portsmouth. Our office is a sponsor for that event. That's going to be on April 28th. It will be held at the Old Town Public House. That's at 467 Port Street here in Old Town. And the time is from 5 to 7:30 p.m. A really great opportunity for you all. I think if I understand many of you have registered to attend that. For those who haven't and are interested in attending, just let us know. Bless you. A really great opportunity to engage with the maritime community. This is a fairly large group of the business community, obviously here in Portsmouth, but elsewhere throughout Hampton Roads. They usually have a very robust turnout. So for those of you who are able to attend, I would highly recommend it. You'll have some good conversations and discussions, and I think perhaps some good food and libations as well will be present. So if you haven't let Ms. Shepherd know, if you could do that by the end of the day, ensure that we can get you a spot in advance. Just let us know. But a great event, so I hope you're able to.
All right, thank you. Is there a need for a closed meeting?
We did not have any agenda items required for closed meeting.
Okay, so we'll move on to items submitted by commissioners.
I'd like to invite everybody to an EPA, I forget the exact term for the kind of meeting. I think they're calling it a citizen town hall on May 11th from 6 to 7:30. at 82 Afton Parkway. That's in Craddock. We'll have representatives from EPA staff explaining the cleanup for the PEC metal and iron site, or iron and metal site. And that property is adjacent to, not adjacent to, but very close to some of the other properties that we own on Burton's Point Road. I mean, it's a fairly large property. I think it's important for us to be aware of the timeline there.
Would you mind sending out an email?
Yeah, I'll share the flyer with Angie and then she can send it around.
Any additional items? Okay, we'll move on to report back.
Kind of Vice Chair, I don't believe we have any additional items to report on this morning. We do have an announcement that I did want to share with the board, which is that one of our team members, unfortunately, it's kind of a bittersweet announcement, will be departing our team in early May. So this meeting will be Ms. Osborne's last meeting here as a member of the economic development team. She has accepted a position in the private sector and will be moving on as of May 6th. Is that correct? So just wanted to share that with the board so that if you did not see her face here at the next meeting, you would know why. She's been a fantastic member of the economic development team and has been instrumental in a number of the things that we've done over the last going on now 2 years that she's close to 2 years now that she's been with us. But we've said it before and I'll say it again. This is a team effort, economic development. No one person can do it on their own. That includes our elected officials, our appointed boards and commission members, and then obviously city staff, including our deputy city attorney here. All of the wins that we've been able to achieve here over the last 4 years have really been a team effort. So I want to thank Ms. Osborne for her time here, as well as the rest of the team for the role they played. But did want to share that with you. So we're excited for the new opportunity she's pursuing, but certainly be sad to see her again.
Congrats.
And with that, Madam Vice Chair, I do not have any other items for discussion.
All right, so meeting adjourned.